Hi, welcome to the show. We're so glad to be back with you. We had this hiatus where we needed to deal with our health and things are better. So hopefully we'll be back on track with weekly episodes now. Today's episode is Hertz for Healing. We're going to be talking about sound healing, solfeggios, and the different ways these powerful sound healings can help you. We want to send a special hello to our listeners in Kaneohe, Hawaii. There's so many of you tuning in on a weekly basis, and thank you so much for being a part of our show. So I just want to say briefly again, we're talking about Hertz frequencies, which are also called solfeggios, and it's sound healing. And Roz is much more an expert on this than I am. You actually, Roz, I was thinking about it. I never even was cognizant of these frequencies till you started talking about it.
I'm fascinated by them. And of course, I have a musical background. So, to me, they're just amazing in how the different chords and the different tones and everything all have a response in the universe, in our bodies and everything. It's everything. And I think it was Tesla maybe, or Einstein, or somebody said, frequency is everything. And I was like, so true. It's so true. And I really got hooked on this stuff, mainly because what I discovered was I can listen to these different tonal frequencies and I can really change so many things about how I feel, how I'm reacting to things. My sleep, I'm like the world's worst sleeper. And I'm literally up and down during the night. And if I'm not, awake, I'm at least like not all the way asleep somehow. So I'm still hearing things and I'm still following things. And my thing is beeping. I hope it's not.
I don't hear you beeping.
Okay, good. I got turned on to these things and the reactions that our bodies have. So for someone like me who's not a good sleeper, there are amazing recordings that have these different frequencies in them for sleep.
Which ones are that, Roz?
I listen like pretty much all night long to 432 Hertz.
Okay.
And that's actually, they used a lot of the other different frequencies for various things, but that particular frequency is just elicits an amazing response in the body. And all I have to do is turn it on. I've got my mind so focused on it. Like all I have to do is turn it on and boom, like within minutes, I'm snoring off.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm sending my mother for her birthday, because I think you two are on track to be the world's worst sleepers. You two could be on the phone with each other through the night and keep each other company.
It's just always been an issue, and never in my life until I discovered this did I ever find anything that really soothes me, gets me calm, and gets me in the sleep mode. And there are so many different musicians and artists producing these different sleep frequencies, hypnosis frequencies, total shift of the mind with these. And I'm just in love with them.
Well, because you turned me on to this and I started listening to them for different things. And by the way, my background's in music as well. That was my first year in college, was vocal music, been a professional singer like you. And so I was introduced to tonal healing early in my career. And this really is like the ultimate in that type of healing. So I know that you talked about 528 before. What's your
Love that
feelings
one
about
too.
this? I think that's the one you actually introduced me to first.
I listen to that a lot. If I come in, at the end of the day and I'm tired, or I feel, I'm a pretty antsy person at times. If I'm getting all wound up on things, I can turn that on and just relax for a few minutes. And I just go into this state of incredible calmness. And that's also, they call it the frequency of love. So it promotes, that wonderful feeling in your heart, like, oh, it's all good.
We could all use that right now.
Yeah. We should be sending that out to the world.
I was reading, like, here's some of the benefits of listening to specifically the 528 hertz. It promotes reducing the cortisol in our body, which is causing stress and from stress. It brings transformation and miracles into your life. Who doesn't want that? Heals your chakras, balances your solar plexus chakra, helping with self-confidence and self-esteem. And I think that just all that alone is reason enough. Roz and I were just talking before we started the show about that I figured out a way I could record some of these samples to play for you, because it's powerful for you to experience them. So now that you know this is for the solar plexus specifically, and that's the area between your belly button and your rib cage. So pay attention to how it feels, and just if you're not driving, close your eyes and just tune into this first frequency for about 2 minutes and really meditate and soak it into you for all the benefits we were talking about. Here we go. So that was 528. And something, Roz, I think it was you. It may have been actually my first spirituality teacher who introduced me to sound healing. I'm not sure, but one of you, I remember saying, if you don't feel it in your body, it doesn't feel like it's doing anything, that's probably not the one you need. But when you find one that really, like, truly you feel a resonance in your body and an instant effect, like, that's one you need. So I think an example of that is my favorite Hertz CD, which is called Holy Harmonies. And every time I hear it, like, immediately I feel angels coming in. I feel my frequency rise. And Roz, I think it, like, doesn't really jive with her. Like, she doesn't care to, I was playing it in the office and she's like, can we listen to something else? So I play it at home. I use it with my spiritual circle. It really works for me. It really wasn't working for Roz. So if one just isn't really doing anything for you, find a different one. Maybe that's just not something you need help with.
I think that part right there is really important.
I do too.
Actually, I couldn't really hear when you were playing the frequency, but I'm very familiar with that frequency because I use it all the time. So the one thing that I notice about that, and the more that you use these, what you find is that initially, you have to listen for a while, a lot of times before it really infuses into your frequency system and you get on the same wavelength and everything. But when you listen to them all the time, your body immediately responds. So I think it's important to realize that these are not only for sound healing, they're also for your own self expansion, like allowing your frequency to adjust itself and to tune in. And it's funny you were mentioning that about that frequency you like to listen to, because there's some of them that I just don't resonate with at all. And that's what I've had other people tell me, So I think it's important to do your adventures, experiment.
I think so too. Thanks for telling me it was hard to hear it. To me, it was loud. I just increased the volume like double. So the next one we play, you should be able to hear. Let me know. The next one is 639. Are you familiar with that one, Roz?
It rang a bell when I heard the number, but I couldn't bring up the actual.
It's love and attracting love, feeling more love within you. So they call it the love, radiance, and positive energy. I figure that's always a good one. But the benefits are it enables creation of harmonious interpersonal relationships. We need all of that worldwide.
Yeah.
It can be used between family, partners, friends. And it can be used to encourage the cell to communicate with its environment and enhances communication, understanding, tolerance, and love. I'm advocating to have that pumped out worldwide.
That would be a good thing.
Let's play a little bit of this one, and I'll hopefully it's loud enough you can hear it well now. Here we go.
I'm just not hearing it
at all.
No, but I don't think I have a very good speaker system on my computer, and I don't have other speakers.
I'm actually going to stop, because if you're not hearing it, I'm afraid others aren't hearing it. I'd rather us talk about it than have 2 minutes of dead air. So some of the things that they say, I'm just going to read this because I know this isn't one that's really like on your radar, but it's the frequency of the heart. So that one, if you can look it up, all of these are available on YouTube, and you can just go on and enter 639 HZ frequency benefits, or frequency even. And all these videos come up, which is where I recorded them. And so this one is for the heart chakra. And so if you need it, which I imagine we all do right now, you're going to feel that right in the center of your chest. It can transform even the most anxious hearts into compassionate, loving ones. We need that. Full of positive energy. And as you hear it, try to smile, send a smile to your heart. That's what's recommended. And see your heart as being a flower full of love and radiating, kind of blossoming, radiating out to the world, and just let go of any negative feelings inside your heart and watch your heart, just feel it become tender, full of love and positivity. So this one specifically, again, for the heart chakra. And Roz, we've talked about this. Both of us do healing work, and most people need help with their heart chakra. If that's probably the most common one that I'll feel, okay, there's some definite damage, trauma they're carrying, damage to the heart chakra because of trauma, grief, betrayal, all of those things that happen over a course of a lifetime. So most people are going to need that 639 Hertz frequency. I'm so sad that you can't hear these, but again, they're all available on YouTube, so easy to find. My apologies if that first one didn't come through. It's an experiment today.
Oh, it might just be on mine too, on my end.
Maybe, but I'll find out and
Hard
then
to-
I'll know for future
Yeah,
episodes
hard to tell.
when I listen to it. Do you know about the 999 hertz frequency, Roz?
I don't know a lot about that one.
I put it in there because it's the angelic realm, and that's the core of my work. And a lot of people are really into that, like connecting with their angels, tuning into
Right.
that. So I thought that would be a good one. I'm gonna play a little of it and hope you get this. But first, I want you to know that it's kind of a band of energy to work with, and it can be used alongside all types of energy healing. And when you're calm, and try to do this when you're calm and still, focus your energies and intend that the energies rise in vibration, and just feel little particles of light, your energy start to vibrate. And then when you're ready, use your intention to access that 999 frequency, turn it on and start listening. Because the angels will be coming in as you do this, you're probably going to hear ringing in your ears or start to have some sort of experience that is powerful from the celestial realm. I'm just going to play a little of it and hope that you're getting this. I'll turn up the sound again too. Here we go. So I'm truly hoping that you're getting some of this, that even if Roz can't hear it, that you're hearing it. But at least if you're not getting 2 minutes of dead silence. I was telling Roz, I don't have a CD burner anymore. These laptops don't have that ability. So very frustrating. The next one is 285 frequency, which is the immune system, tissue cell repair. I actually kind of was inspired for this one to include it because Roz and I have been having so many health issues. And it seems like everybody I talk to is either sick, been sick, just got over being sick. They know somebody who's sick. It's just everywhere. So I think with all the flus, colds, viruses going around, this is a real good one to know about. Have you ever used this one, Roz?
I think I remember using it some years back, but I've gotten so in the habit of just being on the ones that I really gravitate to that I haven't really expanded much. I've sort of put myself in a little box of pleasure with the ones I really like.
Well, I was listening to ones yesterday I've never heard before, but it was so funny because, I messed up the first recording because I started coughing in the middle of it, had to redo it. But that's okay because I got to listen to all of this music and I really felt like that buzz, that vibration through my body. And I kind of had a hard time getting ready to go to sleep last night because even at almost 2 a.m, I was still on a buzz. So be careful when you listen to your Hertz, in particular ones.
A really good point to tell people, we do have a physical and a spiritual and mental reaction to these frequencies. So don't just start playing it and think nothing's going to happen. And then, you discover that it's an unexpected response that your body's giving you.
It's kind of like, I know I shared this with you before, Roz, but when I first learned sound healing, I had a spiritual circle leader, and they wanted me to demonstrate sound healing with the mouth, just like singing a particular note on a particular vowel. And one of my friends who's a dentist was sitting across from me, and he's rolling his eyes and just being a little turkey about it. And then when I got to the one that's for sinus, all of a sudden his eyes opened And he's like holding his face and his eyes are huge. And I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, what happened? And he said, I just felt like my sinuses started vibrating and it felt like they were going to come out of my face. So when you reached one you know you need, I don't know if there's a solfeggio for sinuses, but I would imagine any of the healing. But that's what I'm saying is like there's such a powerful reaction in the body when it's one you need. So apparently I needed all of those last night. This one is for regenerating tissue. It restructures damaged organs, brings them back to the original form, influences the energy field around you. That's a really good one if you're working in a place that's toxic. Influences the energy field around your home or office. And rapid healings of burns, fractures, sprain, cuts, and other injuries. And here's the one I love, Roz. It enhances the immune system. So this is 285 Hertz. So I'm going to play a little bit of it. Let me forward to this one here. So we just start right in. Here you go. That one has kind of a ghostly sound to it, doesn't it? It's kind of like an eerie soundtrack, but part of it is obviously there's music mixed in with the actual Hertz. So just to make it a little more pleasant. The nice thing about watching these on YouTube is you get the video to go along with it. There's some real magical, beautiful, mesmerizing video that helps you kind of sink into it, like a guided meditation with video. But I think that's a really good one. Do you know about 777 Hertz, Roz?
I don't. I am completely unfamiliar with
What's
that
one
one.
of your favorites?
I pretty much am on 432 or 528. Every once in a while, I go up. I think it's 963 that I get on. Every once in a while, like if I need an energy burst, I'll get
We're
on
going to
that.
have to do like another episode of this in a few months, and we'll cover some different ones that you use regularly, and maybe some listeners, if you're interested in specific ones, solfeggios, Hertz for specific purpose, let us know. We like to do follow-up episodes. We don't mind. 777 is about attracting positivity, and it can be rough. The way the world is right now, there's a lot of additional anxiety, fear, stress. So attracting positivity into your heart, into your mind, into your belief system, just so that you're not looking at everything so negatively. It helps you get what you really want out of life. It can literally reconnect you to your purest self and cleanse you of traumatic experiences. Who doesn't need that? I'm going to play just a little bit of that one. Come right here at the start. Here we go.
I actually heard him in it.
That one's not as scary. I shouldn't say that. They're not really scary. The other one just sounded a little bit like a horror film. So that one, look at this, look at these up on YouTube. And if you find one you like, there's CDs available that you can buy that have the whole range of solfeggios on them for different purposes. You can buy 2-hour long CDs for sleep, like Roz is talking about, so you can listen to it at length if you really need in-depth healing on a particular area. of life or your body, you might want to consider that more intense kind of length of audio.
I play mine all night.
Yeah. Did you put it on a loop, or did Ed put it on a loop?
No, I found a couple that I really like that really work exceptionally well for me. One is the 10-hour one. One is the 12-hour one. So I have my phone on the charger so it doesn't use up all the battery. And then I just put it on, instead of being on YouTube, I downloaded them. So I just turn it on and let it play.
Do
And
you have earbuds in?
yes, I
Okay.
do. Although, Ed likes it too, so it can just play, but I like to have the earbuds on.
I had a feeling you would. And I think you mentioned that at one time.
Yeah.
About listening to your Hertz at night. Okay, the next one is 963. This one activates the pineal gland. And I have to tell you, when I was listening to these last night, I really felt this one. Like I started feeling that vibration really intensely in that area. So clearly I need to clear my pineal gland. And any of you who are working in an intuitive field, who are developing your intuition, want to, this is a great one for you. That's something that having a blocked pineal gland can really affect your gifts, your spiritual gifts. So it awakens any system to its original perfect state. When you aim it at a cell, it enables a kind of cellular enlightenment and transformation to the higher level, helps you return to oneness if you're feeling disconnected with the world. And again, this one also balances the crown chakra. So there's two we're doing today for that. Your crown chakra right up here is going to be all a buzz.
It's funny. I mean, I haven't listened to that particular one for a long time, but I can still remember when I was first starting to play around with these and started listening to that one. It really did have a profound effect on my mind and my, higher consciousness. It's like it just kind of blew the doors open on a couple things.
I was surprised at how I felt that physically last night, because I was just I wasn't meditating as I saved these. I was just getting the job done for today so we'd have something to play. But I felt that vibration, and it was exactly where the pineal gland is. I'm like, okay, well, that's some confirmation. I'm going to play a little bit of that one. Let me get over here so it starts right away. And hopefully you're hearing this. Yep, even right now, listening to that, my pineal gland, I can feel that area buzzing again. So that's a really good one. And again, all of these are available on YouTube. Just look up the Hertz. That was 963 Hertz frequency. We have one more I'm going to play, but I wondered, is there anything in general you wanted to say about this topic today, Roz?
I just feel that, we really don't receive any information about this kind of stuff. And there's so many people that struggle with depression, anxiety, being hyper. It really opens a new door for you to look into these things. And the effect of music or any tonal frequencies is profound on us physically, emotionally. It's just a very valuable exercise to check these out. And, you may find something that really solves it for you. I mean, my sleep issues, just amazing. I get amazing results. And if I don't have that on, I'm just bouncing around all night.
That's a really good point because there's a lot of people, I've worked in mental health for a long time and I still have a lot of people come to me because they have mental health issues. Not that I'm being a counselor or a therapist or anything, but just they know I have that background. So a lot of people don't want to take medication for traditional depression, anxiety because of the side effects. So this would be something to try. Depression runs in my family. I don't have it, but it certainly runs in my family. I'm going to find some downloads and send to all of them. But also when you're talking about the sleep, I have a sister with really bad sleep issues like you have, and she's tried, I don't remember what it's called. There's some starts with an E, and you take it, and it's terrible what it does to her. Like, I can understand why she doesn't want to take it, but then you're choosing between not sleeping and having, sleepwalking and, maybe doing something that could hurt you. So this is a way to address that without side effects. I mean, you have nothing to lose to try these things. It's sort of like energy healing. Until you try it, it may sound like it's some weird, far-fetched thing, but then you try it and it works, whether you believe it or not. And the same will be true for these. The last one I have a recording for is 852. And that's the awaken your intuition and let go of fear. I really tried to pick ones that I just thought most people on the planet right now could use. There's just a lot of problems right now. So the benefits of this one is it helps you to return to spiritual order, awakens your intuition, awakens your own inner strength, raises your cell energy, and it's used for balancing the third eye chakra, which is right here between the eyes, actually between the eyebrows. So you might feel it there. I'm going to play a little bit of this one and then we'll talk a little bit more. Here we go. So that was the 852. And I just want to say something I was reminded of as I listened to this. If you're feeling it really strongly here, but your third eye is wide open, if you have sinus issues like I do right now, like I was feeling it like vibrating in there. So it could help you clear your sinuses too. So just something, anything that helps in a chakra area, like right in your upper sinuses is where that third eye is. So you could benefit. And if you feel it vibrating there, that might be what's going on, is some opening, healing of your sinuses themselves.
Your third eye and your pineal gland are, totally
Best buds or besties.
So, anytime you're working on your pineal gland, your visionary capabilities with your third eye are going to expand.
So you should do those two together. That 963 and 852 will really expand your intuitive abilities, your spiritual gifts in general, really. So those are two. I wonder if there's probably a recording out there that combines those two or intersperses them. I'll have to look for that for myself.
That would be interesting to look for.
It would. I'd like to experiment. I'm all about the scientific experiments, Raj. You know this. I love them. I squeak them in everywhere I can. Anything else you want to say on the topic of Hertz healing today, Raj?
I would just encourage people to, we have it so in our head, oh, you have to have a pill, or you have to do this, these are things that we can access so easily, and they work amazingly. So check it out.
I don't think it's usually a one-time deal for most people. Like, you need to make it part of your routine.
Yeah.
Listen to it daily if you can, as often as you can. It's kind of like if you're if you had an issue and you need to go to physical therapy, you don't go to one session of physical therapy, you go until you've got the issue worked out. So actually when you stop feeling an effect from it, I would imagine you don't need it anymore at that time. Might again later, but not right now. Well, thank you for tuning in with us today. It's been fun talking about a topic we're passionate about. Next Friday's topic is raise your frequency diet. We're always talking about raising your frequency because it's the key to experiencing more. If you want to have more in touch with your spiritual gifts, discover them, expand them, experience paranormal, celestial, supernatural things, you need to raise your frequency, and it's better for your health anyway. So one of the categories of methods to do that is about your diet. So I thought that would be an interesting thing to talk about and just get you started on some small changes you could make to really affect your frequency. And in the meantime, we're so glad to be back. So glad to be back with the show. We've really missed it. And we will see you next Friday.